Worried about who?
Me.
Mother? What are you worried about?
I don't like them out on these roads at night.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll make sure that they'll be careful then.
Okay. Just drive carefully.
Yep, we will drive carefully.
You're going to go now, honey?
Yep, we're going to go home.
That's Pam.
Or at least
Lowry, my
head
cousin.
that direction.
All right. I'll see you
On Monday.
Monday. Okay.
Monday morning.
All right.
Okay, Treasure. All right, darling.
This is my sister Lynette, of course. That was Pam on the left. Christine.
Christina, too. Christina and grandmother right there in the same picture. And another kid over there hiding in the corner. Yeah, you.
Well, it wasn't in the corner.
Yeah, right.
Is that a movie, darling?
Then we got something right here. What is that?
Hair.
Hair. Let's see, is there anything behind that hair? Oh, yeah, sure is. Good. Yeah, this is the video camera.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did. I had a sandwich with some chicken rolls.
I don't want to hurry up here.
She's got an automatic. Well, actually, to tell you the
While you
truth,
guys
I
were
like.
talking, we came here and had.
So do I. That's what I was gonna say. I don't. Her automatic drives me nuts just because. If I want to manual override it, I got to do 10 million different steps to do it. And then you're so used to automatic that you forgot how to do it.
Yeah. You can't
Sitting
win them
halfway
all.
through this trip in Hong Kong to figure out how to get the pictures taken right with my camera. But I like it because I can put it on automatic. If I want to take a picture, I can pick it up, take a picture, and
Yeah, this is a movie and a talkie. Like a talkie and a movie. You got
Here,
that.
just see you later. Yeah.
Mine, I set the aperture.
You going to leave?
Yeah, I'm gonna go home and take care of my.
Well, now wait a minute. If you leave, how are these people going to get home?
You're going to take
They're going to walk?
All the way.
Okay.
a picture right with someone friendly.
Fine with me.
Bye.
Bye, Pam.
You'll have to go on
Get out of
over.
the way.
Go on over and catch the city bus.
Oh, okay.
We both look real cute. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh,
Tomorrow you can do that.
Jerry's going to be out with you.
Everybody will be here Monday. Stay home
What is
tomorrow
it?
and.
The dancer?
Sis, tell me again when I'm going to be another grandpa, great grandpa. Approximately.
June 21st.
Approximately June 21st.
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully sooner.
She thinks it'll be. She thinks it'll be.
Looks like,
What, McDonald's or Burger
looks
King?
like high spot special.
No. They belong to the, yeah, the Rocky Mountain Drive-In.
Oh,
Rocky Mountain Drive.
look.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that one had been torn in half.
No.
Mom's had it.
Not yet. Hasn't been torn in half yet.
What are you doing?
Who, me?
For all of you.
It was pretty relaxed and complacent there. You know,
Yeah,
I can't stand to see.
I'm doing all right. I know you can. What bothers you?
does.
Untie your shoes.
He already did. I said thank you. Now I don't have to bend over and do it.
We'll tie them together then.
Keep moving his feet apart.
Great.
You can't see the TV.
Oh, just went back.
Great.
This is when all my family gathered together after my mom died.
I don't watch it.
I flew back from Virginia.
I watched Night Court. You're mean.
Probably something better. I love how they have to train for weeks.
I do.
Yeah.
I think.
A test pattern would be better.
Get out of here.
Hey!
Look, you're blocking the camera. Oh, camera hog.
That's not cool. That's fucking
A little game of pool.
Thank you. No.
Hunter.
Red dryer.
Like this?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, this is good.
Very
Oh,
good.
right here. We could get rid of nightmares. We could get
Ready,
rid of
Jeff
Sandra.
Hartman.
Yeah, you could get rid of me.
This is
Hurry.
Pat's kind of show.
Oh, I love this show.
Can't be that scary.
It's not.
I thought last week's was when the guy chopped off his fingers and they fell in. Right now? Right now?
Now where shall I start?
Start with just that you want to
But
have.
don't you remember, Jack, when Patricia had so much trouble with her little legs? And the poor little thing, she couldn't walk. Is it going now?
Yeah.
She couldn't walk, she couldn't get around, and she'd come up to my place and she'd have to be on the floor and pull her little self across the floor. And everybody that I told all of these garlic stories to, they wouldn't believe me, and if they did, they didn't dare use it. It was so antisocial. But Jack and Melba had to go someplace. And I had one night down there to stay overnight. And I didn't have any garlic, but I had I bought a lot of onions and sliced those up and put them on and just got them hot. I didn't boil them, just heated them and put several layers of cloth and wrapped her little body from her hips down
That's my sister
and her
Pat
little
she's talking
feet
about.
and legs, and then wrapped and wrapped and wrapped her to hold the heat in. She went to sleep, and she had no more. She walked after that.
And that's why.
That's because I didn't want onions on me again.
Yeah.
I'm walking.
Now that is the truth. That's really the truth. And if a baby gets a rash or you break out in a rash and little diaper rashes and things like that, and you put flour in your oven and scorch it, it'll be brown, and put that on and it will cure it.
And you said that you spread it on a sheet and wrapped the
Yes.
babies in it.
Yes, you
Whatever.
had, what was it you had? Something that itched all over
Hives.
you. Hives.
Probably me.
It was hives.
I like it.
And I put a sheet on the floor And I took a lot of flour and I put it in the oven and I scorched it till it was brown and spread this flour on the sheet and laid her on the sheet and rubbed her little body all over with this scorched flour, and it cured the hives. And you quit having them.
Yeah, hives are just an allergy turned out. You know, there's just a serious allergy that just turns out on the skin.
Well, those are things, and we go to doctors today and spend $10 or $12 for a bottle of stuff and take a lot of medications into our system that are not good for us. They eventually will work, but these others are sure cures.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of, that's the first time I've ever heard of using flour.
Oh, yes.
But I guess flour came before anything.
That's my dad's brother, Uncle Garth.
When I was around. And that is good. And then another thing. This is awful. I may be tell.
Go ahead and tell it.
I always like when she starts that way.
You know.
If you have a lot of studying to do and you don't want to be, disturbed, you have to do a lot of concentrating. Just eat a button of garlic and you won't be disturbed, And it's true.
People can't stand to disturb you.
No.
I thought you said that's what you did when you wanted to be alone on the train seat.
Yes, you could do it. And
How does that work in a plane?
Yes, it would. It would. People would get up and look at you and move. They don't say anything, but they, ooh, that person ought to take a bath. But these are wonderful things. Just wonderful things to do.
Carry a button of garlic everywhere you go and you'll be all right.
If you want to be alone, just do that.
Don't some of the Italians or don't some of the immigrants used to wear it around their neck on a string?
Well, I think, I don't know. They wore something.
Yeah,
and
they
it
Wore
might
about
have
the
been
witches or something?
But if you have a cold, if you have pneumonia, if you have anything. Now, if I could have been, when I had that long illness, I guess, if I could have been eating a lot of raw garlic, it may have helped me.
Yeah, but it sure wouldn't have helped us.
No, it wouldn't. You can't.
You would have wanted to take
You're
care of you.
absolutely antisocial. Nobody wants to be around you. They can't stand it. And I'll tell you, I never did realize how it tasted or smelled until Alton and all of you went on a deer hunt
Yeah.
and came back, and you had garlic with you. And the day, I don't know whether you were with them or not, but you may have been. And they had garlic left, and he ate 3 or 4 of these buds of garlic before he came home. And when he came home, I couldn't stand to be in the house. And that's the first time I realized how I smelled.
That was after all those months of you. Oh,
Yes.
You.
Helped garlic kick, man.
About
Yes.
the same thing as being soaked in skunk juice, huh?
But,
Can't stand that either.
So you took a whole,
the
it's not
whole
a clove, but what do they call it? Flower of garlic.
the entire thing. And I washed it, but I didn't peel it. I cut all of it out. And put it in a bottle, a 2-quart bottle, pour boiling water over it, seal it, let it stand overnight, and drink half of it, and use the other half for elements.
You never have another friend, huh?
That's for sure.
Well,
Well, can't you children remember when you used to smell garlic?
she's,
Not really.
what's the problem though? I mean, here you are, you're 85 years old and wonderful.
Oh, boy.
And I'm going to, if I ever get a chance to be alone again, I'm going to have my garlic tree.
More garlic.
Is it really a true story you're telling, or just
No, this is absolute fact.
fact? Okay.
This is facts, and I think Heavenly Father put garlic and onions, two of the things on the earth, the most powerful, as medication for us.
Well, they're sure good. Both
They
of them,
keep
I
us
know
healthy.
that.
But can't
Yeah,
you
you need garlic
remember,
for a lot of
Jack,
things.
when little Patty had trouble with her legs
Oh,
and
yeah.
she couldn't walk, she'd have to crawl?
Because they were probably still too weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with
Probably
them,
right after they
but
took
I
the
knew it
cast
wouldn't
off.
hurt her. I knew it couldn't hurt her. And she never did have that problem again, if you remember.
Yeah, she had some fun with those broken legs, all right.
Yeah, it was wonderful. So,
Did you ever find out what caused it?
Just brittle bones, but she outgrew it.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She outgrew it faster than the doctors thought she would. The body took care of it faster than the doctors thought she would. They
well,
expected her to be just starting teenaging before she got over it. She never did that anymore after those two, 6 months apart.
I remember we used to put a crib right in front of the big picture window
Mm-hmm.
so she could lay there and look out, and her leg was hanging from this contraption up over the top of
Yeah,
the crib.
traction. She had them traction.
Mhm.
and if I could have gotten in there and used that on her,
You wouldn't do a thing like that, would you?
I couldn't. She was in the hospital,
And she was in a cast.
cast and everything.
Yeah.
Well, that was a broken bone, but that would be different. I don't know. Oh dear, I didn't try it on any broken bones. Maybe I didn't have any.
Maybe we ought to try it on
Break
some
my
of
leg
broken
and
bones.
see if it'll heal it.
Let's break Randy's finger.
No, but really and truly, that's
Yeah.
the truth.
I
And
believe
if
it.
you have a cold, and you feel it coming on, and take just one of the little
Buttons.
buttons off of the garlic, eat it in the morning, and eat
Stay
your
on
breakfast. No, it isn't so bad.
No.
You don't have to get up close to people and breathe in their face, unless you want to have them move so you can study or something. And it'll work. I know it will. And if I could,
Yeah.
right now, I'd eat it, and I know it would help me.
You know, Mother, there's a simpler solution nowadays.
What?
Every fall you go and get a flu shot.
Honey, that isn't good for the body,
I guess.
but garlic
It
is.
sure stops the colds.
Garlic is.
Yeah.
And I'm sold on it.
I usually get one good cold a year.
They
Sometimes
sell
I'll
garlic oil capsules.
They aren't the same. I tried them. No, ma'am.
Has to have
You
fresh
have
garlic.
to have that fresh garlic peel and all.
Mhm.
And burn, you think your mouth, the only way you can eat it is to put it on a good meat, quite good meat, in the sandwich, and slice this on it,
Oh, that would be good.
and then
It's
it
good
doesn't
flavor.
burn.
Mhm.
You
I
think
think-
your tongue's going to be blistered in your mouth, but it isn't. But that kind of helps.
Clears your sinuses out.
Well, it doesn't burn your mouth. If you take it and eat it raw with anything else, you feel like your tongue and all is blistered. You really do.
Wonder how to go with Limburger cheese. You think it'd make good sandwich, Limburger cheese and
Garlic?
I think it would be delicious.
On rye toast.
for sardines and garlic.
Oh.
No, but this is the absolute truth, you know.
I know you're telling the truth, Mother.
And another thing, if you're planting a garden, I tried this, and you plant beans, and you know beans usually have bugs around.
Yeah.
And you put some garlic with those plants, and I promise you that the bugs will never bother your beans.
Hmm.
But you're gonna have healthy bugs, right?
No, probably healthy beans. No, that's true.
Bugs don't eat the garlic. They stay away from it. Bugs are smart. No, I love garlic. I
Well,
make
but it
I
has to
take
be
the whole
raw,
garlic
honey.
cloves. I take the whole raw garlic cloves and mushrooms, raw mushrooms, and slice them up and put them in vinegar and oil.
Very good.
Delicious.
Well, I don't know.
Garlic is a very tasty, flavorful
Yes, it is.
seasoning.
And if you put the mushrooms
Good
in
for
there, the
steak
mushrooms
and
take
stuff,
on the
huh?
flavor of the garlic.
Well, I don't know. I never did try that. I always
And it's
went.
raw garlic. I mean, it's gotta be good for you.
It is good for you,
We eat a lot.
and I'm thinking that it would help my eyes.
Yeah, might do,
Never
man.
know.
Might do.
And Velma was telling me,
I just wanted to check. You been eating garlic?
No, sir. I don't dare.
Oh,
I don't dare. But you know, I'd like to.
yeah, I know you would. You told me several
Why
times.
I'd like to, but I can't be alone anymore. And maybe I could see immediately. I don't know. If I had the chance to spend a couple of days all by myself, I'd get one about that big around and eat the whole thing.
She was legally
I've
blind.
heard.
and Velma was telling me today that beets are good for your eyes. Beets and beet tops.
Oh, they are. Beets are good, very good.
What did Grandma give Grandpa? That beet juice and the beets for? Was it something on his foot, wasn't it?
Well, it was
No, he didn't have any circulation in his legs.
the circulation, and he had sores on his legs.
Yeah, I remember those. He had a great big one on one of his toes.
And on his legs. But you know what puzzled me? She boiled those 5 hours.
The beets?
Yes. And how they had anything left in them, I don't know, but it helped.
Hmm.
What would she do?
She just boiled the beets, tops and all, for 5 hours, and there'd be maybe that much left.
Concentrated juice.
Yes, very high, and she gave him a little wine glass of that twice a day, and it cured his legs.
Yeah, I know it did. I saw that.
That's usually what happens if you have diabetes. You get sores and they won't heal.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I saw myself.
I thought he had bad circulation in his legs.
I don't know.
So, cut up beets or whole beets?
The whole beet,
The
the
whole
top
beet.
and
Top
all,
and everything.
top and all.
And then did
No.
you take the beet out and throw it away and save the juice? Is that it? Save the water?
Oh, all she gave him was the water.
Hmm.
But had 5 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
how
that's
could
good.
there, but I couldn't imagine there'd be anything left in it.
Any
You know, any
nutrients or anything?
nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
After
maybe it just
having boiled
concentrated
5 hours, but it worked,
Hmm.
didn't it, Jack?
Yes, it worked.
You
Well,
remember,
I
Doc?
remember how the conversation started today. She said that the doctor had told her she had cataracts beginning on both of her eyes. I said, well, they look nice and bright to me. And she said, well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some beet. I'm going to drink beet juice and cook the tops and eat the tops. And that'll
Nothing
cure it.
more delicious than beet tops. I mean, they're really good.
Yeah, beet. I like beets too.
Oh, yeah, the beets and the tops together. If you can get the small beets and the tops, boy, they're good.
They
Slap
are.
some of that cholesterol, loaded butter on them with the salt and pepper.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
right now.
Well, that cured Grandpa's legs.
Mhm.
You know what is strange is all the people I work with, and I work with 13 people. There's 13 people in our office. none of them had ever heard of eating beets hot.
Really?
None of them.
They haven't,
No.
for goodness sake.
To them, beets were eaten pickled
Raw?
and cold, or pickled and on salads. But they had never heard of eating them as a vegetable, like we do.
Yeah, most of them buy them just in a can sliced. And
Yeah, they'd never heard of it. I couldn't believe it. Of all the people in my office, not one of them had ever eaten a warm beet, and they were like turning up their noses, like.
Well, the first time I ever ate warm tomatoes, it was a surprise to me, I'll tell you.
Well, I still don't like
Stewed
warm
tomatoes.
I like green fried
I like
tomatoes, they're
cold
good.
stewed
Yeah.
tomatoes, but not warm.
Well,
There's
If
some
I
strange
could.
things that we do here in Utah. Other people don't do, I guess. I don't know.
if I could, I'd have this garlic treatment, but I don't know how to go about it to do it.
Well, just
Well,
do it and just
No
tell
one
everybody.
has
Well,
a doghouse anymore.
Just,
No, sure.
just tell Aunt
Gloria
Gloria.
still live in the house.
Well, all you have to do is say, I'm going to live in this side of the house for a couple of days.
That won't work, darling. It penetrates, it cures the house too.
There's anything wrong with the house, it cures that. You got a sick house, watch out, girlie, here we go.
But it's really a fact. I thought, well, what could I do? I would rent a room and eat garlic.
How long does it take to get rid of it? The smell after you
2
stop
weeks.
eating it.
Well, that you afford for your skin.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Oh, going back.
I don't know.
I know it'd make a big difference
I was
in
gonna
me.
say, I'd like to
Doesn't
do
take
it,
that
but
long
I
to get
have
rid
to
of
take
skunk
off work
juice,
for a
doesn't it,
month.
Johnny?
No.
They did cure my
Oh,
house.
you did fast in a week, you got that quick?
Do
What's
you remember
that?
when I got skunked out of Grandpa's?
You bet.
What?
The skunk sprayed you.
Grandpa's strong. I went hunting, and we had 2 dogs,
Yeah.
and they would run up to this bush and run away, and I thought there were rabbits in there. They kept sticking them. Come on, stick them, get them. And finally they ran in there and grabbed whatever it was, and it was skunk, and it just peed all over them and all over me.
Oh,
It was yellow, and nobody could stand the dogs around and me. The clothes, oh, that was terrible.
no. It burns your eyes or something.
Oh boy,
Well,
this
you
was
used to do some
terrible.
stupid things. I remember the day about the porcupine home.
Yes, I remember that. I remember that.
Yes.
The
How did
strange,
you do that?
but the strange part of it was that he disappeared in the middle of the night, and I never know what happened to him.
What'd you bring it home for? A pet?
Good for that.
A pet. That's when we met Lauren. That's when we met Lawrence.
Yeah.
And this porcupine was just running down the street. You remember that big church that was over there on, what's that avenue that runs down there?
Castle.
Yes, right.
Straight down.
That's what I said.
Yeah, and they used to have a gymnasium up there, and we used to go and watch them
That's the old,
play
old
basketball.
Old third ward church.
Across the street
Oh,
from there,
yeah.
this porcupine was running down the street, and I was trying to corner him. And that's when I met Lawrence, and Lawrence says, "Are you having problems?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, I'll get a box, and I got a wagon. I'm just around the corner. I'll bring the wagon, and we'll see if we can get him in the box, and then we'll load him on the wagon, and we can take him away." So I think at the time we lived right across the street from that,
Yeah,
didn't
in
we?
that White House.
Yeah.
Did.
So he helped me get it in the box, put it on the wagon, took it home, and we were going to build a cage for it, build a pen for it the next day, but the next day it was gone. I don't know what happened.
I wonder.
I wonder what happened.
I wonder what happened to it.
Well, I didn't let it loose.
Oh, Houghton did.
It
Houghton took it up in the mountains and turned it loose.
was probably for the best.
Well, I'm surprised when you were trying to corner it, it didn't throw spikes at you.
Well, I didn't get that close to it.
It
They'd be
tried.
interesting
Well-
pets, but they'd be awful tough to pet.
There was needles in that box, I'll tell you.
I bet.
If I remember correctly, at one time we did get stuck by porcupine quills out by the river, didn't we?
Yeah.
All of us. Oh, they hurt.
Did they have
They
little
hurt.
poison type thing on them?
Well, not really poison, but
Well,
They'll
they
hook
won't
'em
come out.
in.
we go in, they're like a, what do you call it?
The thing that goes in the
Fish
You
wheel?
push it in and then it spreads out when you try and pull it out, because it's full of fluid. And if you cut it in two and it lets the fluid out, then you can pull them out easier.
Hmm.
Those quills are full of fluid.
Mm. Oh.
And if you cut them with a knife or something, then you get a whole pair of pliers and pull them out a lot easier.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Ow.
There's been a lot of big animals, even grizzly bears die from quills in their nose.
Yeah,
To
get
me,
infection,
Oh, mhm.
can't eat.
so those are pretty dangerous little animals for other animals to attack. They're playing with
Well,
fire.
I'll tell you, when we bought that house where we live now, or where the house is now.
Yeah.
Oh, we went to bed and skunks,
You know, they stink.
oh, we opened the windows and we were so thrilled with that house. And there were skunks out there. And we had a really bad time with skunks every once in a while in that house.
Well, there used to be more open fields around
Yeah,
there.
the river.
The river, those railroads developed and
Come
all.
over from the river, huh?
Yeah, they hang around the river.
Uh-huh.
Well, when we were kids and we used to go out the river, there were a lot of things out there that they don't have anymore. It was a paradise around here then.
Uh-huh.
We were about, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
It was a paradise.
Summertime, you always went down to the river to take a swim.
And get
Skinny dipping.
completely blistered. Every summer I had those poor little guys, their backs would just be solid welts.
How we ever lived through everything, I'll never know.
Really?
We
Those
had to
stories I
hike
hear.
up Rock Canyon clear up to
Yeah.
the top,
Oh, well.
where the old cabin was, huh?
Yeah, that, and in the middle of winter.
Yeah,
Go up there and hike
go in the
around.
caves.
You know,
All
little
kinds of
mines.
funny things.
They're old mines.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of people die in those.
Yeah.
Fact, they just went up and sealed one just the other day
Are
because
they big again?
somebody died in it.
Where up in the mountains. in the-
Rock
Rock
Canyon.
Canyon.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, they've been sealing those mines, those old mines for many years. Why didn't they do them all at once?
Maybe they didn't
Well,
know
they
them
didn't
where
know
they
about
are.
it.
They're there until
Right.
somebody.
And the old rock crushers made the best swimming holes you ever did see. They dig those rocks out to depth of, 50? 50 feet.
No, about 12 feet.
Is that all they were?
Yeah, I was keeping up.
Seemed like 50
The,
feet.
yeah, they were this high. It seemed like 50 feet. Yeah. And then they were, what, were they lined with rock?
They weren't lined, you know, they just,
Take a scoop.
they'd go in there with a big drag line and drag the river bottom to the rock. And they'd crush it. They just left the hole there when I got
Oh, I
through.
see.
And
Fill
still
up
water
with
made
that
it.
crystal
Wow.
clear water.
Wow.
You could throw a dime in, and dive in, you can see the dime coming down through the water. Do that a lot of times.
And the best trout in the world in that
Oh,
Clover
yeah.
River.
Yeah, there still is. Right up in the canyon.
Unless they shut the water
Just
off.
delicious.
No, not to shut the water off, don't want they. Oh,
Well, I'll tell you, we used to, in Heber, they had a canal. And then Agnes had 5 girls, and then there was me. I was always the leader, you know, mean little bugger. And I could think of the darndest things to do. And we were forbidden to go over by that river. But we would go over there and we would take our clothes off and we would mud crawl. And we would got the idea that if we crawled through that canal, it opened into the Provo River. We could go into the Provo River and go to Provo in the river, mud crawling. Well, I don't know why we didn't do it, but we didn't. And then we'd have to be very careful and be very dry when we got home, you know. But it was shallow and we'd mud crawl and we thought we were swimming. But I wonder sometimes why we didn't try some of the things we had in our minds to do.
Probably because it would have been dangerous and
Would have been.
something stopped you. Something up there stopped you.
That's the only thing
Mhm.
we did.
Yep.
Because we had some great ideas about getting to Provo down that river.
Now, if you'd been boys, you'd have probably built a raft or something and tried it.
Mhm.
Oh, well, we didn't think
You
of
remember the
building
cable
a raft.
slide we built from
Oh, you bet.
the corner? Who was it that lived in the
Harold.
Harold and Steele?
Larry and Harold.
His
Steele.
brother. We had a cable that ran down and
Wasn't Lawrence there then?
Yeah, Lawrence lived in the next house.
Yeah.
it climbed way up that big. I guess it was a walnut tree
No,
or
it was a
something.
hawthorn.
It was a strong tree.
Strong tree and it had those big long needles on it.
Yeah.
Hawthorn tree.
We wrapped a cable around up the top and we had a pulley we put on it and a stick to hold on to it. We
And
get
then
up
there
the
was a
top of
rope
the tree and take off.
clear across the road.
Away we go.
About a half a block into another tree.
Boy, we had fun with them things.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun on that slide.
It
It
was
was about,
just a rope,
yeah, just a rope.
and you just tied it from one tree to another tree,
Yeah,
and it was
across the street.
downhill.
Across the street.
Put a pulley on it and put a cross,
You know,
stick thing.
like all the other kids, you nail sticks on the tree for
Yeah.
steps to get up the tree. And climb up in there and grab hold of that stick. Start down on that pulley. It must have been about 150 feet. I don't know where we got the rope.
Hmm.
It was at least 100.
No, we could always scrounge whether we needed someplace.
Hmm.
Had a lot of adventures.
When we were doing that, the street that we was going across to, there used to be an old foundry there. And they made steel products, and they pressed these holes out of beams, out of steel beams and things for bolts to go through.
That was Fifth West.
Huh?
That was Fifth West.
Well, it was on First North, between Fifth West and between Fifth and Sixth West, on First North, where the foundry was. And they punched these little steel things out of this metal beams and things. And boy, we got it all up. They made the best things for flippers you ever did see.
Yeah.
All the same size, about the same weight, you know.
Yeah.
A piece of steel.
Do you remember?
Like, we remember us riding stick horses.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's where we,
Jack
that's where we
Groneman.
really rode the stick horses.
Yeah, we had big willow sticks, boy.
You
Real
get
Wild West.
it, go over to the old tree and catch you a big long willow, you know. Then you take your pocket knife and decorate it.
Uh-huh.
So you had your own personal decorated,
Right.
tie a piece of rope on it, and there you went.
That was your horse.
Yeah, you bet.
Well, I used to use willows.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do that.
I think one of the things we really enjoyed more than anything is Lawrence and Harold and you and I. We'd all
Yeah.
get together and we'd make these rubber guns. Take the old inner tube,
Just shooting rubber bands?
with the old clothespin on it.
Yeah, I had one of those.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You go around hiding, and when somebody come by,
Yeah.
you're dead.
Yeah, we get an inner tube and get it
Yeah.
rubber out from it.
Got those things.
Yeah. And then you'd have to wrap a piece of inner tube around the clothespin to hold it,
Yeah.
to hold the tension. We had a lot of fun with those. down there at that Third Ward Church property. There's all kinds of shrubs and things around it.
I truly believe that in those days, Provo was a paradise for a kid.
It was real nice. There was only 20,000 people in the whole area.
Yeah, it was really good.
And you know, today, children cannot learn to be creative.
All the television takes all the incentive away.
They have the television and they have all of these exotic
The
toys.
toys, they don't have to have any imagination.
No, they can't use an imagination. I can remember when my boys used to make great things out of matchboxes.
I was just,
Yes.
I've been talking with Jack, this morning about the time that I remember you had some hiking boots.
Mm-hmm.
They were brown boots and they had laces
Mm-hmm.
all the way at the front here. And then kind of a thicker top, where they got a beer. And real early one morning, we got up and you took us up Slate Canyon to a place called Devil's Kitchen.
Yes.
And we
I
had
remember that very vividly.
breakfast up there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a really, in those days, there wasn't, there weren't a lot of people. There weren't any houses on the hill or anything.
No.
Can you remember how cold that water was we tried to drink?
Oh, yeah, coming right out of those springs up there.
It
Too cold to drink.
was the cold that you take a swallow that, you get a head pain in your head.
Where was that at Provo Canyon?
That
No,
Slate
that was
Canyon.
at Rock Canyon.
Slate Canyon. Well, yeah, and then there was one at Rock Canyon, too.
Yes,
The spring
there
up
was at
at
Rock
Rock
Canyon.
Canyon, too.
Where's White Canyon?
It's
But it did.
Rock Canyon, you know where Rock Canyon is. Then there's what they call a Middle Canyon, and the next one is Slate Canyon. That's slate up there. That's what they call it. You go up there and dig in the hills and dig out those thin pieces of slate.
And then that
In the
little
temple over in
piece
the
of
mountain Slate
right
Canyon.
up
That's
like
the Mountain
a
Rock
rock
Canyon.
chop.
What's over on that side?
Slate Canyon was south of Rock Canyon. The temple is right in the mouth of Rock Canyon.
Oh, I always thought Slate Canyon was there.
No, that's Rock Canyon.
Rock Canyon, Slate
Where
Canyon
Squaw
over
Peak
there.
is on Rock Canyon now. Squaw Peak was. And there's Middle Canyon, and then Slate Canyon. And we used to always hike up Middle Canyon, either come down Rock or down Slate, or else we'd go clear around the mountain. Hike up.
Remember when we
One
found
time we
the,
did it in the middle of winter. Boy.
yeah, it was cold. There's a cabin up there. Remember we found a cabin?
Yeah, that's cold. We built a bonfire. Snow about up to our thighs. And we was trying to do that. Our feet got so cold, we stopped to build a bonfire. And I don't know which one of us was, but anyway, the bottom of the shoes caught on fire. You know, they did catch on fire, and we had all the snow there to put it out with, but told them to buy a bonfire to get their feet warm.
Yeah,
Well, that's a wonderful place up there.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
and I was talking with the grandmother today with that Tama about grandmother. Oh, Grandmother Groneman.
Oh, bless her heart, yes.
How good she used to be to we kids, when we'd all,
Oh, yes.
and she'd always make a
Perfect.
lunch or
Yeah.
something with leftovers, and it was always delicious. And if we had friends that she'd never seen, she'd take them and love them just as much,
You know, when Lawrence and I were passing bills for a store down there, Redlands Market,
Uh-huh.
she was on our route where we had to pass bills. We covered the southwest corner of Provo. And you didn't mail them out in those days. You got kids to deliver them. Yeah. And every time we go by Grandma's house, of course, she always had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich ready for us. Always.
Either that or
Huh?
something down in the cupboard.
Yeah, Grandma Francis, Grandma Groneman.
What I
My
remember
grandma.
mostly is she'd always have some
Yeah.
kind of a leftover piece of steak
Bacon.
or
Some kind of
roast beef or something like that. And always with it, you would get her chili sauce,
Uh-huh.
which had those little white pickles
Wasn't
I
that
have that
delicious?
full,
recipe.
before. I never tasted anything so good since.
She was really a good cook.
I'll
I
say she
mean,
was.
Grandma could,
But she cheated, Mom.
how would
She told Melba a little secret about her gravy. She cheated just a little bit. She used this gravy starter, she called it. And a bouillon sometimes, she told Mama she used in her gravy.
Well, it gave it a good flavor.
Yeah, right.
Bouillon cube would make gravy, I guess, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, she had something
Yeah.
better than
It's salty,
that.
huh?
Well, I put bouillon cube in gravy just to add extra.
Oh,
flavor.
yeah.
I did that at Thanksgiving. I put chicken bouillon in my Thanksgiving.
Turkey gravy.
Turkey gravy.
Yeah, that would add an extra
Mhm.
depth to the flavor.
But I'll tell you, I don't think there's a better cook in this whole world than Grandma Groneman.
She was a good cook, there's no question about
When we'd go down there for turkey dinners,
Oh, man, I'll never forget
and
that.
her dressing, and her pie,
Plum pudding.
and plum
Mhm.
pudding,
it. Always plum pudding.
and always tarts,
Oh,
always tarts, you remember?
carrot pudding.
Oh,
She used to spend hours, I guess, but she must have spent hours making those little teeny tarts.
yes, she
Full of
did.
stuff.
She'd have to. But no fooling. You could go any place and eat, and go down to her place, and honestly, no matter what she would give you to eat, it was more delicious than a big dinner you could have with somebody else.
Yeah.
I found that out.
Mm.
But I found another thing out. I went and Grandma used to make the best cream pies. Do you remember
Oh, you bet.
And oh, I wanted a piece, and I thought, well, I'll just cut a piece of that pie out. And I cut a small wedge of pie. And oh, Grandmother was upset. Because she had it all measured out, you know. She knew how many people she was going to serve. She knew how much food she had to have for that person, or that number of people. And I had mine.
You bet.
But and she could cook turkeys like no one else on earth.
Yeah, Thanksgiving at that home was something to remember.
I never know what to do with the turkey. You know, you hear put it in a brown paper bag. You hear cover it with tinfoil. Don't cover it. Put it, you know. I never know what to do with the turkey.
Well, now how did Grandmother do? She didn't use paper bags.
Used to baste it.
In those days, she had
She
the old
basted.
coal stove with a good oven in it, too.
Yeah.
Yes, and she basted it with butter. And she basted it, did she cook those turkeys upside down?
I don't know.
You basted it with a big spoon too, none of this
Yes.
clearing stuff.
But she basted it often. And I tell you, there was never turkey.
Oh, good. Never forget it.
Well, that's probably one of my problems. I don't baste them enough.
Well, she basted
you know,
hers
it would
often.
make sense to cook it upside
She
down.
basted them with butter.
If you put it upside down, then all the meaty part would get done in the juices.
I can't remember whether I was trying to think a while ago whether she had them upside down. I think she turned them too. But anyway.
One of the things I remember is always after Thanksgiving dinner, everybody played game. What's the name of that game? Parcheesi.
Parcheesi?
Yeah, everyone would play Parcheesi.
Now what's parcheesi?
You know, where you have those stripes on the board, and the little pieces you slide,
Little round buttons.
like checkers. Slide, and there's little points on the board on all four sides of it.
I don't
She had a
even.
big Parcheesi board. We played Parcheesi, and then, of course, we always listened to the phonograph. The kind you don't have to plug in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you plug it in this way.
And then we get the, then we
She
get
had
the
one
rolls.
of those
I've got it.
records. Have you?
I've got the phonograph, I haven't got the records. I ain't kept all, she wouldn't give me those.
Oh. But, then another thing she would do, she'd always have cream potatoes, and they were so good.
Yeah,
They
they
would
were.
taste like other people's food.
Or
And
grandma's.
sweet potatoes always.
Oh, yes, sweet
Or
potatoes.
yam.
Maybe that's where I learned to love sweet potatoes.
Maybe,
I love
we sure
them.
don't like them.
Well, they are good.
Nothing better.
And her carrots, she'd have, they were nourishing meals. She'd have carrots all mashed up and flavored like you wouldn't believe. And peas and all the best dinners in the world. She was the best cook that I had. I used to try to get Grandma to enter some of her pies and things in the
County fair.
county fairs, and I know she'd have won prizes, but she never would do that.
Now, I don't know whether you ever did it or not, but I can remember at Grandma Groneman's is the only place I can ever remember of having bottled strawberries. Did you ever bottle strawberries?
Oh, I always bought
Did you?
strawberries.
That's one thing I can remember about her place is bottled strawberries. You're gonna get a bottle of fruit, get a bottle of strawberries.
Oh, she bottled
They
everything,
were good.
and she made relishes.
He was an
Mustard
expert at that.
pickles.
Oh, I tell you, they
I'll
really.
never forget the taste of those things.
Well,
Delicious.
I still eat mustard pickles once in a while, but
Not like
I
her.
guess I just don't care for them anymore because they don't really taste good anymore to me.
Oh,
They're not
hers
the
were
same.
good, Jack.
Well, it's
Well,
just
I
like,
guess not.
you know, I love mom's dill pickles. But I don't like dill pickles unless they're mom's flavor, unless they, you know.
Oh, she was a good
Well,
cook.
now, didn't she get her dill pickle recipe from Grandma?
Probably.
My grandma?
Probably.
I think she did.
Most of her recipes in there.
Yeah, or from my grandma.
From grandmother.
From a,
Grandma Groneman, Francis
Francis.
Groneman.
because I know the chili sauce that I make is
Grandma Groneman's recipe.
Oh, yes, she made the best chili sauce. in
Oh,
the
I love
world.
that. I've never found any then that was as good as that was.
Yeah,
And the little white onions and the,
yeah, she pickled.
Her mustard pickles, do you remember those?
oh,
You bet. That's what
Oh,
we were talking
man,
about.
they were good.
little tiny
Uh-huh.
Birkin stuff.
Yeah, little tiny pieces, little tiny pickles. And
Mhm.
the onions, I don't know what else with it, but
Oh,
they
you
were
mean
good.
her mustard
No,
pickles
mustard.
were whole pickles?
Yeah,
Yeah,
small.
but the little
Oh,
tiny
I was
ones.
gonna say, because usually mustard pickles are sliced.
Well, not hers, they were just little,
Tiny
little
baby
Teeny
pickles.
cucumbers.
And then her dill pickles were a certain size.
Yeah.
And, everything that she pickled. She made mustard pickles and dill pickles and relish. Oh, her relish
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, she was an expert bottler, preserver, whatever you want to call it. She was expert.
Well,
And
she
when
was.
she made mince pie, she made it out of venison.
Oh, that was good.
Mince meat pies were made
I
out of
would
venison.
love to have a real mincemeat pie.
I don't
To just
care
taste
for
it, I just want to taste it.
I don't care. Well,
I like it, but it doesn't like me anymore. I can't digest it.
Doesn't like it.
Well, I mean, I make the
Mince apple.
mince apple
That's the
pie,
best kind.
but it's not, I mean, the mince meat that you buy, I don't think there's any
There's
meat
no
in
meat
it.
in it, no.
I'd like to try a real.
They used to put suet in it. That's what
Oh,
you
yeah.
digest, I guess.
Grandmother always bought suet and put in her dressing.
In the dressing.
Yeah.
What's it? I know, I should know.
It's
Black.
brown,
It's the real,
Fat and meat.
not rigid,
Solid fat.
solid fat that comes from the inside. It isn't in the meat. It's just right under the
Rib.
right under the T-bones, right inside.
Mhm.
That's what suet is. You can still buy suet.
They used to use it to fry things in too, put it in the frying pan and render it out, and then use that to fry
Is that what they make,
potatoes and.
is that what they make lard out of?
No, not really. Suet was much more refined than lard. It was better. The flavor of suet is what they used it for, is the flavor. That's what made things so flavorful, that suet was in. I was just telling them, she used to make it out of real venison and the suet. And then, of course, the raisins and stuff. She made her own mincemeat.
Raisins and nuts and apples.
Yeah, when saturated fat started to
Be a problem.
be a problem, then suet kind of disappeared off the market.
Because it is
Before that,
really
you find it
saturated.
anywhere.
That's about as saturated as fat you can get, suet is.
My grandmother used to make a suet pudding.
Yeah, sure.
Really?
Well,
I'll
grandmother
bet it was
did
something
too.
similar to a plum pudding, wasn't it?
I don't
If
think
it
I've ever
was,
had
you
plum
wouldn't eat
pudding.
it.
Well, haven't you? I'll bet it was similar to a plum
I
pudding.
bet
Plum
it
pudding
was.
is like carrot
Well,
pudding.
grandma made those
Oh, yeah.
too.
I'll never forget they steamed them in a
Coffee.
Coffee can, yeah.
Yeah.
When you come out, they had those little roll
Yeah, yeah.
Then they slice it,
The indentations of the
and
can.
put the sauce on. Oh boy!
Well, that's how Mom always made it, and that's how I made it that time I made it. I put it in coffee cans and
Yeah.
then boiled it in a bigger pan.
Well, that's the way grandma Groneman
Honey.
did.
Kill that.
I would if I knew how.
Oh.
Yeah. Push the record button.
Get the right glasses on.
Is this up here towards the front? Is that great?
No, it's auto.
I know.
I'm looking for the record button.
I think it just stopped. I think he stopped.
Hey, it's broke now.
Scared it.
Oh,
Doctor's here in a minute. Yeah, as I told you, they tried everything for hypertension, all the medicines, the new medicines, and I was allergic to most of them. So, man, I'd take that and I'd itch all over, couldn't stand it. And I found one that I could tolerate.
Well, that's good.
And so I was gonna ask Paul about if it would hurt me if I keep taking it. So he was, I don't want to take something that's gonna break down my kidneys or something like that.
Right. Yeah. I had a hard time moving that around.
No, you have to lock it in a couple of places.
That's too technical a machine.
Yeah, boy.
Not as quick as you are usually, Randy. You slowing down in the evening here?
Good night.
Late, it's what, 7 o'clock?
No, it's 7 minutes after.
8.
8.
Oh, 8.
You got stuff behind that chair.
Oh, did you you got your shoes out of where you hit them, huh?
Yeah, I had to wear shoes. I stayed myself.
He was a little late coming up though. He couldn't get one of them on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Johnson.
Came back.
What kind of a camcorder is that?
Hitachi.
Hitachi.
And unfortunately, that one's not compact like the other ones. It's
Well,
got,
it's an older model.
Yeah.
it's got 2 things you have to carry around beside you.
Yeah, they really changed them, haven't they?
Mm-hmm. Everything just comes in the camera now. You don't have
Yeah, one piece, and it's light. That's what Kim
from 800
got.
to what, $2,400, somewhere around there, huh?
No, not this one.
Not that one.
This
No,
one.
not this one. It's 700. New ones are 24 up to
Yeah.
about 3,000,
But they have a lot of
$3,500
features
for a
that
real
these
good one,
don't
yeah.
have, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're not a heck of a lot bigger than this, and the film and the tape and everything right in them. The batteries and everything. See, this cord I got here has to go clear down to my VCR.
Yeah.
Pretty cord off this one.
And plugged in the back of the.
Well, it's the side of this one down here, but same thing.
I thought you could take pictures and then transfer them.
Well,
Yeah,
you
with
can
the new
take
one.
this and copy it onto another tape. Take this tape and make a copy of it.
Now
But
what,
any of them, you gotta be plugged into a VCR, huh?
No, not for camcorders, you don't have to.
We had this one at Canyon Lands.
Yeah, well, I had my VCR and a battery and everything, remember?
Yeah.
Carried the big battery around,
had
and the VCR,
had
and the
this
camera.
cord that kept getting in the way.
Egad.
Yeah, it was, he looked like he was packing for, go away for a while.
Well, it was a good experience anyway.
Yep. Yep. Well, they've got some good things on there.
Not a state of manual on it.
Well, let's see.
I wouldn't call
Are
that
they,
good thing.
yeah, they're doing most anything, that's true.
Sitting here being good.
You have?
Grandmother, she's picking on me.
Well, I won't allow that.
See, I knew.
I
knew. I knew how to get it to stop.
Well, this is gonna be a nice thing to look back on, kids.
Yeah, it is.
Good tape.
Patty.
There you go. It should be there.